Once again, Alligator in alignment. We'll talk to you a little bit. I hope you caught the thing from my last volume 9, the climate change discussion that we had. I've gotten a lot of comments about that. Very informative. A lot of people found out things that they weren't really thinking about. We're going to do another one of those because my friend Ted has so much knowledge that we decided not to do information overload. We're going to clip it up into 3 different shows. But right now, today, I'm always improvising. And today I'm just improvising on something, a conversation that I had with some friends of mine in Petaluma not very long ago about voting. And while I've always prided myself on voting, I realized something there that I should be ashamed of. That all my life I voted, but I only vote for the presidential elections. I don't vote for local elections and these midterm things. I didn't even quite understand what the heck that was all even about. But I will be participating in the midterm elections and our local elections also, because they reminded me that in one of the speeches Obama gave that he brought attention to the fact of how important it is to vote in all of these elections, because they're all important. But anyway, before we go any further into that, I'm thinking about a gentleman named Ivory Joe Hunter. Now, many of you have not heard that name either. Ivory Joe Hunter, I'm going to do a song of his. He released in 1956, this was. And some of you may have heard it. And if you did, that's good. And those of you who haven't, let me give you a little taste. Average Joe Hunter. Since I met you, baby, my whole life has changed. Since I met you, baby, my whole life has changed. And everybody tells me I'm not the same. I don't need nobody to tell my troubles to. I don't need nobody to tell my troubles to. Since I met you, baby, all I need is you. One more time. Since I met you, baby, my whole life has changed. Since I met you, baby, my whole life has changed. And everybody tells me, Alligator, you're not the same. met you, baby, my whole life has changed. Let me tell you now. Since I met you, baby, my whole life has changed. Since I met you, baby, I'm a happy man. I don't need nobody to tell my troubles to. I don't need nobody to tell my troubles to. Since I met you, baby, all I need is you. Since I met you, baby, I'm a happy man. Since I met you, baby, I'm a happy man. Average Joe Hunter. Average Joe Hunter. I've always loved that guy. Right now, I had a conversation about voting. And one conversation led to another one, and I mentioned it in another neighborhood I was in. And I heard something I've heard over and over again for 40, 50 years. At least 50 years. If you go into certain areas, you will hear this. You say something about voting, and you get a whole bunch of this. Oh, my vote doesn't count. My vote, and you hear it over and over and over and over again. And let me tell you something, people. You are out of your skull. Your vote does count. The vote is a cornerstone of our entire democracy. And that's one of the things that, as I've said over and over, that is wrong with democracy operating lopsided, is because a great part of the population of our country has fallen for that my vote doesn't count thing. Now, I don't have proof, but I strongly suspect that is a orchestrated thing, because it's been around for so long in certain areas especially. If you don't think your vote counts, then continue on and just accept anybody who gets into office, and please don't come to me and whine about anybody elected and then tell me that you didn't vote, because I have no tolerance for that. We all need to stress to all of our friends, relatives, and everybody within earsight to vote. We got the midterm elections coming up. I'm voting in the midterm elections. I never did. Like I said, I'm ashamed of it now. But there's many predictions being made about the midterm elections, but none of that needs to be true if the people just come out and vote. That's all. That's all. I mean people who will tell their relatives, those who talk about. I had a conversation recently with a friend of mine from Nebraska, 97 years old. And he's always bragging about his days in the civil rights movement and how he worked toward to getting the right for people to vote and all of this stuff. And then when I talk to him about voting, he tells me, he says, I haven't voted in many, many years because, you know, my vote really doesn't count. And I can't understand it. I'm just devastated. I'm floored. It's like, you tell me that you were beat up, you have scars from clubs and dogs doing your demonstrations, and all of the people who were lynched and killed, and just all of this stuff that went on during that movement, and you got the right to vote, and then here you are 97 years old and you tell me you don't vote because your vote doesn't count. How did you get off even saying that? I shouldn't have talked to my friend like that, but I happen to have felt I was right. And you know what? So did he. Once I finished with my little thing, I wasn't very too harsh. You know, he admitted that if anybody should be voted, it should be him. He should be outvoted. We all have to remember that the vote is a very, very important part of democracy. And the proof is in the pudding about the voting, because look at all of these states who are enacting voter suppression laws and trying to gerrymander the districts so that they can tip the scales and all of this crazy stuff. If you think your vote doesn't matter, why is all this stuff going on? There are those who would like to make it as difficult for certain people to vote as they possibly can. But I want everyone, if you're an American, to vote. Vote. Get involved. Vote. Vote for whoever you want. We got two parties. Vote for whichever you want. But vote. Don't sit at home and don't say my vote doesn't count. And they'll go, oh well, I don't feel good today. I don't think I can get out, or I don't want to go to the trouble. Democracy, participating in democracy shouldn't be trouble. Do you know how wonderful that is, to be able to participate in your own government? Do you know how many people don't have that privilege? And we don't have to go far to name several places that they don't. I would plead with everybody within earsight, not only for yourself, but all of your relatives and your friends who don't vote, start working on them now. And let them know that it's not, some people are trying to make it hard for you to vote. Whatever obstacles you have to go through, go and cast your vote. And I guarantee you, if everybody votes, democracy will work like it should. The majority rule. I would like to stop right here because I keep forgetting this. I have to let people know where you can find me. If you're at in Monterey every second Saturday of the month, I'm at Elroy's Bonton Lighthouse Smokehouse on Lighthouse Avenue in Monterey. Every second Saturday of the month. If you're coming into Monterey, swing by from 7 to 10. Hey! And if you're in Monterey, then you got no excuse. Come drop on in and catch the Alligator show. Also, if you're in Corte Madera, on the second Friday of the month, of every month, I'm at Cafe Verde's Pizzeria in Corte Madera. I'm there from 6 to 8 on Friday afternoons. Outdoors, when the weather's nice, it's absolutely a wonderful place to be. And of course, I always have to give us yell out to one of my favorite places. I will be there at some point soon. The Tall Man Hotel in Upper Lake, the Blue Wing Saloon it is, which is in the Tall Man Hotel. They have their Monday night blues jams are just out of this world. Everything is top notch, so I always like to call out to them. Now, what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna do another song, and then I'm gonna let this one go. I I've got some interesting interviews coming up. I'm gonna bring Ted back, and we're gonna do another climate change thing in a bit. I'm trying to learn how to do this internet thing. People are telling me, Alligator, you got to get into Facebook because that everybody's on Facebook. So I will be. I've got a Facebook page. I'm gonna start using it for my band. I'm gonna use it for this also to try to let people to get more readers because we're doing especially Volume 9, such an incredibly informative show, and so few people are gonna see it. Okay, I'm gonna do this song now. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell all you women out there, don't pile on me about this, okay? This is a song that's just in fun. I'll take one of Django's songs and do this with it. Here we go. I love you, baby, but your feet's too big. I love you, baby, but your feet's too big. I love you, baby, but your feet's too big. A big-footed woman will never do. A big-footed woman will never do. A big-footed woman will never do. Let me tell you something, darling. I love you, baby, but you can't cook. I love you, baby, but you know that you can't cook. I love you, baby, but you can't cook. A no-cooking woman will never do. A woman who can't boil water will never do. A woman who can't scramble eggs will never do. One more thing. I love you, baby, but you watch too much TV. I love you, baby, but you always watch TV. I love you, baby, but you watch too much TV. A General Hospital woman will never do. All my children woman will never do. A one life to live woman will never do. I love you, baby, but you talk too much. I love you, baby, but you talk too much. I love you, baby, but you talk too much. A woman telling all my business will never do. A woman telling all my business will never do. A big mouth woman will never do. Hey. I love you, baby, but you won't hoochie coo. I love you, baby, but you won't hoochie coo. I love you, baby, but you won't hoochie coo. Let me tell you, a no hoochie cooching woman would never do. A no hoochie cooching woman would never do. Never do. I love you, baby, but your feet's too big. 15 shoes, I can't buy 'em, darling. I love you, baby, but your feet's too big. I love you, baby, but your feet's too big. A big-footed woman would never do. A big-footed woman would never do. A big-footed woman would never do. I have to let you know that once again, my theme for this is try now. We got to start now because the times are wasting. Try to get every human being who you know and love to vote. Tell them Alligator says I don't care who they vote for, but I do want them to participate in the American system. By casting your vote, way too many people do not vote. I run into them all the time. And believe me, once again, my vote doesn't count is the biggest bunch of bull you've ever been fed. And some communities have been fed that for generations and generations and generations, and now it feeds upon itself. So let's stop this thing. Let's bring it back. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye to y'all right now. This is sort of a short one. I am Alligator. They call me the crazy cowboy. I have no idea why. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trail, my friend. I gotta go. Catch the next one. I'm gonna have a guest again. Maybe Donnie will be back with me also. This is Alligator signing off.